The first state in America to decriminalize drugs is having a change of heart. Scenes like this usually help. Portland, Oregon has one of the worst crime rates in the United States. The city has set records now over and over and over again for increases in homicides and shootings. Burglaries are a boom industry. 63,000 property thefts have been reported in the city of just 640,000. It's so bad that hometown giant Nike closed down their Portland community store. That store had been open since 1984. Turns out doing away with most penalties for drug possession perhaps has some unintended consequences. In 2020, a majority of Oregonians thought they were setting a progressive example. 58% of folks voted to basically legalize what were in effect open-air drug markets. No jail time for those caught with up to a gram of heroin or 40 oxycodone pills. Drug possession became the equivalent of a parking ticket. All you got was a fine, $100, no jail time, didn't have to go to jail. So here's what has happened. Overdoses across the state are up 61% compared to 13% nationally. The people who the liberal law was supposed to help stay out of jail are out of jail, but more of them are ending up in the morgue. And the people who have had it, the people who are not in the morgue or in jail have had enough. New polling shows that 63% want to bring back real criminal penalties for drug possession. And 56% of voters now want the whole lenient law overturned, a majority. Of course, some folks are celebrating the law as a success, saying that it has reduced the arrest of people of color. It has. It's reduced all arrests. Of course, the overdose rate of users has jumped 61%. People aren't in jail. They're in the morgue. Here now, co-founder and director of Oregon Recovers, Mike Marshall, who's been open and honest about his own issues with substance abuse and recovery. Mike, we appreciate you joining us. Read your article on NPR. Thank you. At some point, do we say that this may have been a little too progressive, perhaps needed to be rethought?
Well, Leland, I opposed the measure, and now I'm seeing it finally implemented at some level, and it's doing some really terrific things. And I would sort of push back on your opening segment in tying all of the rising crime and certainly the rise in overdose rates to Measure 110. Most of the increase in crime is related to alcohol. Most people, alcohol is our number one killer. It's our number one contributor to gun violence, to fatalities, to hospitalizations. Measure 110 Oregon is experiencing a huge fentanyl crisis, and we're seeing a huge increase in drug overdose fatalities, but so are 25 other states in the country that didn't decriminalize. They're seeing overdose rates higher than ours. So,
okay, so
I don't
Mike,
think we contribute one to the other.
Maybe we had our opening wrong or not. I'm not going to dispute it with you. I know what your opinion is, but people in Oregon seem to think that these things are all connected. They don't like the results of 110 and the fact that people who are using drugs are now given traffic tickets rather than taken to jail. So if these things aren't related, do the people of Oregon have it wrong too?
No, I think that there's a lot of concern, and certainly our streets are in crisis. We have a homeless problem, and we have a lot of open air drug use. Now, is that related to Measure 110? Yes. Could it be solved tomorrow by the police actually confiscating the drugs that people are using? Yes. They chose not to for understandable evidentiary reasons and everything else. But Measure 110 did not legalize drugs. It decriminalized possession of drugs. Those drugs are still illegal. So if the cops actually started going through downtown Portland, downtown Eugene, downtown Klamath Falls tomorrow and confiscated drugs, you'd see open-air drug use go way, way down. You'd probably see some drug overdose fatalities go down because you'd be interrupting people's use, and you would see the price of street drugs go up, which is really the most important component of what we need to do in order to reduce drug use.
Okay, so if we raise the price of street drugs, it lowers the use, but it's the police's fault that they're not confiscating drugs from people that they can't arrest because it's been decriminalized.
It's not a fault per se. It's a fault in the law. It's a fault in Measure 110. It conveyed to folks that, okay, you can't be, your drugs can't be taken away from you because of Measure 110, and it's just not true.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.